Right. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Bigger position in this. Yeah, 1090. Getting beat down at the minute. Yeah, hopefully I pop back up. 1090s. You're down $1 on it. Like everything else today, crushed. I bought a bit of GTO and it just flopped. I mean, this is not ideal. Well, you get the big break up. Like it's a huge breakdown. When you get a huge breakdown like this, there's a very good probability that you're going to get some sort of choppy action, and likely that there's only going to be one good day in it or something. Like look at here. Of course, this actually skyrocketed through that and back up on the apex. There is a concern that this broke below an apex. Just straight off the bat, just looking at that, your entry 1090 roughly. Yeah, you're not dead in the water or anything yet. Any wick up, it might be good to try your best and maybe get out close to break even or take half off or whatever. A lot of the coins today, as you talked about, what was it, Beam and ASTR, they were up. ASTR was up almost 10% at one point, and it may even be down now. I don't know, I didn't check it, but I know they got beat down. I think Beam was up 5 or 7% at one point. S&P 500 is down to 3.2%. Massive rejection, a gap down and everything. It was a gap and crap. So that a gap and crap is not good for any market. If the market is gapping and crapping, it's showing that there's no buyers whatsoever, and it's just dropping and folding, getting crushed. The weekly Btcst or Btcst, like it's deep red here on the week. It's not ideal. What do you say about it? I mean, your entry point is there. It really needs to hold the previous low. Like that didn't work at all. It needs to hold the low, right? I mean, if it starts to break down below low, it's dangerous. It's normal to probably get some chop in and around here, but like here, like you can see this whoop down and chop before getting move up. You can see all of this. You get one move up and you can come right down and test the lows. It did stop on the lows before moving back up. So I mean, do you want to try and hold and attempt to create something similar? You can see if I put that line right, these lines are not working for some reason. If you put the line right there and it comes down, you can see it come down and stop on the lows. So is it going to do something similar? Is it going to continue down to stop on the lows before you get some sort of reversal and get a real move back up? Rolling stops is a very, very powerful thing in the market, and it may need to do that. And you can see, it's not that it ran stops once, right here. It ran stops once here, but it ran stops twice, right? And it's the second attempt that actually paid off and went higher. The first attempt was a bit of a fake out. And if we go back here as well, you can see that we ran stops the first time and it didn't really do anything, but it's the second time that it done something, okay? And then you got a real move. So we have had one attempt here. Does it need to come down and do the second attempt and go lower to get that double stop hunt, clear out the order book, and then get the real move? So I think probably at this point you need to be prepared for that. The market is poor. When Bitcoin gets a drop like this, it quite often could go lower than this as well. Get continuation to the downside tomorrow when you get a big red day like this. So there's a weekly candle, by the way. So it's worse on a weekly candle because these drops are more of a percentage wise. So it's not looking great. I'll be honest with you. There's no can this hold in here and pop back up? It can, but it's deep red already. Where is it going to find the strength here to you want to be trading into green candles, into green 2-week candles. Like even back here when you got the red candle, it stayed red the whole way and stayed down. It was the next 2-week candle when it flipped green and it got the move up. Does this have a power now to flip green? It's tough to see where the market's going to find that strength, but So that's what I'm saying. If you do get a bounce up, it might be good to get out at break even and wait for trading into a green 2-week candle. I know you want to hear better news and better stuff like that, but like there is this giant wick here on a 9-week. At this point, maybe we're coming down and taking liquidity below before popping up, and taking some liquidity above. At some point, and we don't know when that is, but at some point it will come back and take liquidity up here somewhere. Like that doesn't have to be today or tomorrow. This is a 9-week chart, right? A 9-week chart. So it could have a red 9 weeks down here before coming back up in 18 weeks time. Up in there somewhere, or whatever. So it's it's a time-based thing, especially on a large time frame like that. It's not easy. The other way to look at it, there's 17 days left here on the month, and it is probably likely to form a small doji candle, a red. Like, see here, it formed it, and then the next month you get a bounce back up. That's 17 days away. It just looks like it's probably going to struggle and move up. I shouldn't. I don't mean to be so bearish on it. There's a potential of a bullish monthly stop hunt here that you definitely can kind of clutch to and watch carefully, because we are above the stop hunt level. So if this can continue to bounce up, well, then it might actually get a decent bounce off the level. But it's not easy to do, right? It's definitely not easy to do. If it's going to happen, it's probably going to need some time. I'm looking through all time frames here, and it's not easy to see this just flip around and negate this bearish 4-day candle, for example. So what does it tell us? Well, it tells us if it's going to need patience, and it's not ideal to be stuck below all moving averages here, right? That's not ideal. Maybe it actually needs a new 3-month. That's in 17 days time as well. And in 17 days time, maybe it's going to bounce up here and start taking liquidity above. So it needs a bit of work. It needs a bit of time. I think it needs a bit of patience. I know you don't really want to hear that. So if in the next couple of days you're lucky enough to get a spike back up into your buy area, it might be worth just getting out.